I want you to imagine that you won the lottery, all the taxes were taken out, and $300 million was deposited in your bank account. You don't owe any taxes on it. You have $300 million in cash. What would you do? Think about it, write it down. Would you quit your job? Would you buy a new house? Would you buy a boat? And somebody says, well, I'm not going to dream like that because I don't have the money. When I get the money, that's when I'll think about it. That's loser mentality. The bigger you can dream, you're stretching yourself like a rubber band. And once you stretch that rubber band and stretch it and stretch it and stretch it and you let go, it never goes back to its original size. If you can expand your dreams, now when you set your goal for next month or the next 6 months, it's a heck of a lot easier to manifest. It starts with expanding your dreams. So what are your dreams? Here's something no one ever talks about that's really going to improve your life in every area and make every day a better day. Stop telling your story. Everyone is an expert at telling their story. Their story of being a victim, their story of woe, their past, all the terrible things that happened to them, all the terrible things that people did to them. They didn't do anything wrong, but all these people did things to them. Stop telling your story. The more you tell your story, the more you put out that frequency into the universe, and the more of that story you continue to get. When you tell your story and you feel terrible every time you tell it, and you're an expert, by the way, of telling it because you've rehearsed over and over again. You've said it 1,000 times and you can't wait to tell the next person your story. Every time you do that, you're telling the universe, give me more of this. People that are successful, when they tell their story, they only talk about their wins, their victories. But that works to their advantage. Stop telling. Dream big. Expand what is possible. And you expand the possibilities by dreaming big and thinking big. How big can you dream? If you want things to start being attracted into your life, if you want money being attracted into your life, if you want opportunity to be attracted into your life, if you want people that are going to help you make your dreams come true being attracted into your life, you have to get big dreams. You have to dream big. You have to think big. Dream big. Look and you're thinking, there's a purse for $35,000 for the purse. And you're thinking, I can't afford that now. Maybe one day. You start dreaming. You see people 20, 30 years old, 35 years old, driving around a Rolls Royce that they paid for in cash. If you believe you can or if you believe you can't, either way, you're right. It's the thinking that makes it so. Start small. Just dream bigger. What if I told you your phone is actually stopping you from making money? It's actually stopping you from succeeding. It's stopping you from potentially manifesting your goals, dreams, and desires. Well, years ago, there was a study done at a major university. At the end of the university term, the people that were graduating, the students, were asked how many had specific goals that they wanted to attain in the next 10 years. Only 70% of the people raised their hand. Then they asked, how many of you actually have those goals written down? Only 3% of the class actually had written down specific goals that they wanted to achieve in the next 10 years. 15 years later, the class was brought back together, and they were asked how many people achieved their goals and dreams and how much money those people made. The 3% of the students that actually wrote down their specific goals that they wanted to attain. You need to need something in your life as badly as you need to breathe. That's when you'll create it. If you look at history, all people succeeded mostly when they had a disaster, because the disaster created massive amounts of pain and desperation. You create things either out of inspiration or desperation, and most of it comes from desperation, right? That's when things are created, of desperation, sometimes out of inspiration. This is when you have a need. This is when you have pain. This is when you contract energy. You have to have something that you absolutely 100% will not tolerate anymore. And it has to be something that gives you massive pain. This way you can focus on and clearly define what you want. Now the universe works. And why does the universe work together to help manifest or create your reality? Because in that amount of pain, your faith healed you. Your belief in God healed you. That's what healed you. You can't have faith and belief in God for a miracle or a prayer to be answered when you're begging, please, please, please. You clearly don't have any faith. If you have faith that God's going to make your prayer happen, and remember, he already knows what you need and want anyway before you even ask, then why don't you thank him right now as if it's already occurred? You allow money to come into your life by not fearing not having it. When you fear not having money, you're putting out a vibration of lack of this, and therefore you'll never get it. If you understand that money is a frequency, money comes from source, and it's an unlimited renewable resource. And number 3, fear not having money, eliminate the fear of not having money. Now you can allow that money to come in, and you will start manifesting more of it.